Hello, and welcome to our kind of post-mortem entry here. We've ended the game already, but this is a sort of little epilogue we're going to do, just to see some silly things that I put in this game that I didn't really want to include in the main playthrough because they were just too wacky. So you're going to see some gags here that most of which would probably never make it into Master of the Wind or anything else that I thought was going to, really have a large audience. So I hope you'll find it amusing, and we'll also be going to Monster Island and showing you guys some more of what's around there. I just like having the dragon bounce to this music. That part where there's 5 drum hits in a row. Alright, so if you go in here, there's this part with this dog. And this was actually, I talked about one of my dreams last time. I had a dream during this, while I was making this game years ago, where I was working on RPG Maker, and I had a scene like this with a dog. And then the dog chases Arius. And then the important part is at the end. And in my dream, I really wanted to turn this dog blue. In my dream I was like in the sort of paint or whatever, trying to turn the dog blue. I was working really hard on that. So after this chase scene is done here, Arius says can't run anymore, and the dog bites him. Dog turns blue. It makes no sense, but that's what was in my dream. So I thought, oh well, maybe my brain is telling me something, and perhaps if I make the dog blue, good things will come. So you don't really die, of course, that'd be bullshit. But you go back out here, and that's it for that. But later, once you get the dragon, you can fly over here to the outskirts here. Not there. This island up here, and the dog is here, and he just randomly says that cryptic stuff. I should have had him give you a thing or something. And over here, we've got characters who you might recognize. Morius, and over there is Douglas the tiger. But of course, these aren't... Oops, let's fight some psychotic fish while I explain this. That's not the Morius and Douglas of Master of the Wind. It's not supposed to be. The whole thing behind Morius, and really the entire Teuton Corps, was that they were named after World of Warcraft characters. Because around the end of college, when I was doing the later parts of this game, I played World of Warcraft on my buddy's account, and I had a night elf hunter named Morius. And in that game, you could have hunters. The hunters would get animals, and then you'd have some animals following you around. And so I got a gray tiger like that, and I named him Douglas. And so when we were making Master of the Wind, I was done with Warcraft because, even though I had a good time with it, I wasn't quite willing to put out the $15 a month to continue playing it, at my own expense. So, but I still, liked the character and everything, so we put it in Master of the Wind. And pretty much all the Teuton Corps are characters from Warcraft, people that I met when I was playing it, or some of Artbane's characters and his acquaintances from Warcraft, because he played it a lot more than I did. And so that was the thing behind that. And now we're fighting this crab thing, and this is actually a monster from Might and Magic 3. So I guess it's a ripped graphic, so nobody call the cops on me. But and I remember seeing it, just kind of like browsing through a website that had some graphics on it. And I was like, hey, that's the thing from Might and Magic. So I kind of grabbed it. And oh, look at that. That's the Sword of Elven Kings doing its instant death thing. Normally the crab's got more hit points than that. So I was like, oh, I should throw that in there. And because I love the Might and Magic games. They didn't have much of an influence on this game because it's, it's very much a classic Western RPG where there's the storyline is bare bones, and you're really just kind of wandering around and getting more powerful and going into dungeons pretty much whenever you want to. And that's fun in its own way too. But it's not really you know, story driven. And you know, when it comes to projects, any project that I work on, check this guy out. He deals in a lot of status effects. It's gonna be tough. Any project that I wind up working on, I always like to have a you know, heavy story, because I'm pretty much I'm like a writer. That's my main thing. I mean, I can do this other stuff, okay, but it's the writing that I tend to really like. So, but you know, with Legacy, which is the project in the next Solest project, you know, that would be a sequel to this game, Into Master of the Wind. I'm trying to introduce some of those elements, the sort of free wandering thing, but also having a fairly in-depth story as well. So it's fairly ambitious in some way, and hopefully I'll be able to make it work, because I love those Might and Magic games, and I'd like to be able to make something a little similar, not quite as you know, there's the It's a Death thing again, man, killing everybody with that. So yeah, it's not quite as it wouldn't be quite as you know, free. You know, it would be, because I, you know, gotta have my story, I gotta have my characters. But you'd be able to kind of go from place to place like in those games if I'm able to pull it off. So that'll be something cool. And I'm looking for one guy now, one other monster that you haven't seen. I mean, you've seen the Wizard and Lich, you know, plenty, and you saw the crab guy and the what do you call it, the pumpkin guy. There's one more, well, actually two more, but I'll save the second guy for last, because he's only on one tile. But the one guy, look for that man. Where the hell is he? I'm looking for her to find him. And the encounter rate in this island is not really as big as you think it would be. You know, and if I'd known, of course, that about the Master of the Wind side quest thing with the Owl of the Hammer, I would have stuck him somewhere on here. But that sort of came along much later. But yeah, so in terms of, you know, how this place fits into the lore, it's basically this island that is like just wild. You know, it's completely untamed. There's no villages or anything like that. And oh Jesus, freaking wizards in there, spells. What's going on with that shit? And so, you know, it's overrun by like these creatures that like nobody really knows what to make of. You know, so the last true frontier of Solest. And if you even noticed by now, I've been editing out a few encounters. Here's the guy. Guys, look over this guy. Look at this beast. I had to put him in here somewhere. Just look at that graphic. He's friggin' like coming out of hell just to fight me. So, you know, but anyway, in the case of this video, I've been walking around looking for different guys, and I edited out a few encounters because, you know, it's getting long, and the last one was long enough. You know? Alright, so we're gonna kick his ass good, and then I'll go and find the hidden monster, who I think you might enjoy, because it's well, you'll see. Alright, let's see, come on, yeah, doing some good damage to this bastard. But it's clear that this isn't one of the RTP monsters that came with RPG Maker 2000. I think they probably figured, oh, here's a good last boss you can use. Oh, there we go. Instant death. Sorry, darkness. Sword of Elven Kings was too much for you. So you can see how you could really level up here. And here's Mr. Winkle. Oh boy. Let's see if I can even survive one turn against this guy. Probably not. But if I gotta go, if we gotta end this Let's Play, this is the way to do it. Yep. Oh, okay. Mr. Winkle kills you all. Peace. There goes your life. You're dead. So, we could beat Lysander and stop Gallia, but Mr. Winkle, not gonna happen. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed this. See you when I see you. Peace.